All right, today we're going to be doing a windy ride rundown, somewhat of a hybrid with a builder showcase. I'm going to show you that you can put a real rack and pinion steering on this, not some janky little setup, the real deal. Stick around. All right, so this is Brent Gill's 1967 single cab. It's got a little bit of work done to it. It's pretty cool.
Yes, it is.
We would have had Brent here, but he's 100 miles away.
But and we got to stay 6 feet apart, so.
And Brent is an artist. He draws cars.
He draws cars for a living, and he's been doing it for decades now, and he's amazing. I've got some in the office up there, and he's pretty much world famous for doing that.
That's cool.
He drew that right there. It's just,
I love that. That's cool.
yeah.
The surf design. It's kind of a surf feel to this thing.
Yeah,
so.
surfboards up on the top, but he took them off and we brought it up here so it would fit on the lift a little easier.
Yep. All right. And so we got some pretty cool wheels here. A guy yesterday said they look like some Krager's.
Definitely not Krager's.
Not Krager's, but I see where he's getting that from.
Yeah.
It looks kind of cool. So those are cool.
Yep.
And,
still rocking the drum brakes all around, and lower's got tubs in it, and it's static, but it's really low.
Yeah, it looks good. The ride's good. So.
Yep.
On the inside,
Brent just redid the whole inside, all brand new interior and crusty on the outside, but super nice on the inside.
it is nice. It is nice. I know
nice.
It's kind of weird when we were riding around yesterday. It doesn't feel like a single cab. It just
Yeah.
feels like you're riding in a regular bus. I love it.
Sure does.
So, and it steers so good. We'll show you that in a second. Now this rack, you guys built that, Demon Motorsports, right?
Well, we built the hoops for him a while back.
Okay.
And Brent did the wood himself, and we installed it all. He drove up one weekend and we put it all in there. But I made templates off of an original double cab a friend of mine had that had the hoops on her. So I went up and made cardboard templates so I could make the exact shape and the way the mounts bolted on and everything. But he didn't want canvas.
It's nice old retro.
Yeah.
Looks brand new but old at the same time. It's
just cool. It just makes the whole bus look totally different.
right. Now one thing I want you to do, fire it up. You got to hear this thing. Hold on. It's a leaf blower too, by the way.
Yep.
This thing, when you pulled it in the shop, when we did the steering, which you're gonna see again, I keep telling you, you're gonna see in a second. It sounds so good. It sounds almost like it doesn't even sound like a Volkswagen.
Just a small displacement engine. There's nothing unusual about it, but that exhaust, it's just incredible.
It is. We gotta try to design one like this that'll fit on yours.
Yeah, it can go up a little higher, yeah.
It's almost like a little Flowmaster in there, and it just sounds so good.
I love the way it sounds. It just so smooth, and
I don't even know what kind it is, but it's nice.
it's good. It's really good.
All right, in the back, he's got some of these wood slats, kind of like a wood bed, but it's not.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an original thing or what, but it sure does look nice. He had this whole truck done up in Georgia, and they're the ones who got it back on the road for him. It looks like they put a new floor in there, so this is all nice and structural now.
It's a nice blend of new and still a little bit rusty old.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice.
But
I like
you can drive in, you don't have to worry about it falling apart on you.
Yeah. So we got the obligatory, mandatory Florida accessory.
AC.
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda, sorta, yeah.
Yeah.
Swamp cooler. They say they don't work real good down here in Florida, but it sure does look cool.
It looks cool.
Definitely.
And it's got another piece of
Secondary
newness up here.
Yep.
And what'd you just see back in the back there?
There's a bullet hole in the back. Never even noticed that before.
It's like yours. You got bullet holes in yours.
Bullet holes all
what are
over
people
mine.
shooting these? I wouldn't want to have been around when these things and they were shooting at them.
I guess that's what it was. People were driving around and getting shot at in their Volkswagen. I don't know.
Oh well. Oh, and the safaris too.
Yeah, every bus has to have safaris.
All right, let's take a look underneath.
Okay.
So we'll be laying in some B-roll because we've already done the steering yesterday and the day before. Took 2 days.
A couple long days.
So, but the basic gist of this thing is you're using a real rack and pinion in this thing. It's not. There's other kits out there that have a rack that goes from front to back and attaches to the factory center pin and all that jumbo crap
so you
in
still
there.
have all that wiggle left in it, and I mean it's better than the steering box, but this is just like every new car out there now.
All All right, I was watching this last scene, and I don't think we really covered enough of the detail of what it takes to install this steering rack, so I'm going to just kind of lay some B-roll down and just explain to you what's going on. And it's going to be a little rough, but yeah, you get a little better idea. All right, this first thing here, it already had a raised steering box in it, which is not usually how they come into the shop, so Ryan had to take this old one out. Trying to use the impact there, it didn't really fit, so we had to go into the wrench. There's that center pin, that's the stock steering linkage, and some of those aftermarket steering racks connect to that, which to me just doesn't really make any sense. There he is, taking out the drag link. Coming out. Now if you look at this thing, you can see the rust on there. That thing was it was actually, he twisted it off actually by hand. It was so bad. Look at that thing. Not fun. Now it already had the steering box raised, so you can see they did a decent job, but all that had to be changed to kind of start, he had to kind of get it back to where he would normally be starting from. That's a template that he uses when it's a stock frame rail. Just gonna line things up. He's gonna have to put more metal back in there where there would have been metal if it hadn't already had the raised steering box. There's a mock-up with he's already got the metal in there, and there's the bevel box, a mock-up bevel box, and the old stuff's cut out that they had done. So he's going to try to put that back to where it would be. Yeah, there you go. So that's another piece that's how it would be like at this point if he'd have done it from the start. That's the template for the 1/4 inch plate that goes in there. Real beefy. 1/4 inch plates welded in. That's the mock-up of the steering rack. Clamped on there and kind of just tack some welds on there with the TIG welder, get it in place. It's just easier to get the whole thing out and weld it on the table once you get her tacked in. Now that's the bracket that will hold the drag links or the tie rod ends. And he's just taking basically an angle finder and getting the angle he needs so we can take it over to the press and adjust it with the thing. Sliding T-bevel. It's a 30-ton press. It has no problem bending that. There it is. Now, right here, just got to cut out some more stuff. He's already got, looks like the bevel box is in there. Had the audio off, so I have no idea what he's saying, but we got to cut that out there. Oh yeah, the air saw. If you ever use an air saw, you can be an expert in an air saw and still feel like you know what you're doing when you're using one. They bind up. No fun. Sped it up a little. And it's out. A little cleanup. See, you had to move the master cylinder out of the way to get that in there. There's the new links that go in there with the new rod. Get that all measured up so it can be put back in. That's it. So I know you're gonna ask how much is it? Well, it's custom. Ryan does them at his shop. Yes. And they can be done, just not gotta do a kit, so. No. But if you wanna send it on down to Florida,
we can do it for you. We've done a bunch already.
Let's go for a ride.
Let's do it.
To the beach?
Beach, if they're open.